Welcome to the Cell Guru Show, and once again I have to tell you we have an incredible lineup of stuff for you. Some of course from the hot question, and this time, can you get the spy apps to stop spying on you? We'll take you through that. But the journey continues with this, the much awaited Samsung A80. Now we'll review this phone, but remember this has got a flip camera. So if it's got a flip camera, then who do we actually do a comparison and a shootout with? Obviously with this, the Asus phone that actually did start it all away. We'll do that, then we'll come down to this one. This has just got released, so I can only show you a quick preview of this, the Huawei Y9. It says Y9 Prime, the 2019 edition. Very, very interesting phone. Coolpad. Did you think that this company was gone? It was cool to think that it was no longer a hot company with hot products. Well, you could then be wrong, because the Coolpad comes back with the Cool 3 Plus and at a very, very economical price. And then we've got a whole lot more happening for you on the show. Let's take a look.
Samsung brings the world's first triple rotating camera phone with 48 megapixel. But is the new Galaxy A80 worth 47,990 rupees? We find out. Flipping camera phones are hot this season, and we pit the two which are making headlines. We pit the Asus 6Z against the Samsung A80 to know which one is the better, snappier option. We are living in the dark shadows of apps. They have our data, pictures, call lists. They have made our smartphone a spy. But can we escape? We tell you. And Huawei launches its triple camera phone for the youth.
Let's get started with all the news and the headlines from the world of mobile.
To take on Snapdragon 730 and 730G, MediaTek has launched its Helio G90 series of system-on-chips that are specifically designed for gaming phones. The new series consists of the Helio G90 and Helio G90T, that both are paired with MediaTek's Hyper Engine game technology that is touted to deliver an enhanced gaming experience on smartphones. The Helio G90 series also have octa-core CPU paired with ARM Mali G76 3EEM C4 GPU. We will see the chipset soon in Xiaomi's upcoming gaming phone. Huawei brings the Y9 Prime to India for 15,990 rupees. The Y9 Prime is Huawei's first phone to feature pop-up camera. There is a triple rear camera at the back, and it comes with a notchless 6.59-inch display. Other features include an octa-core Kirin 710F chipset paired with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, which is expandable up to 512GB via micro SD card. We will review this phone next week on Cell Guru.
Now you saw the last one, of course, was this, the launch of the Huawei Y9 Prime 2019. Now, like I said, I cannot tell you too much about it because it's just happened. We will do a full hands-on review of this phone at this price point. Of course, it's a bit of a headliner, and of course, therefore, that means there should be a shootout with other phones at that price point. But we'll do that over the next 2 weeks. Right now, let's take a look at what this phone is all about. So, first and foremost is this, that this is, again, from Huawei, from the Honor Huawei series, so therefore a very nice looking phone. Now because this is not a flagship level in terms of price, you have to see what else does it have. So Huawei Y9 Prime 2019, 6.59-inch screen, auto pop-up selfie camera, and we'll take you through how that works next week. Triple AI camera, of course, is the one that they have at the back, and with Huawei optics, you know what that will really mean. This one is the 4GB, 128GB version, and the battery 4000 mAh. Now, this is what they have said about it. My first overall impression of the phone is this, that the screen is absolutely fantastic. Because of the pop-up, it has no notch, which is really becoming a standard. But remember, at these price points, you cannot really expect something like that. Very, very nice looking phone, triple AI camera and all of that. But I think the hand feel and a 4000 mAh battery with the fact that the phone is not too heavy really makes the big difference. Now remember, we will move on to this phone next week when we actually have our full review. Ladies and gentlemen, in my hand is a much-awaited Samsung A80. It started making news. First of all, the rumors started. Then it started making a lot of news internationally and in India, the fact that it actually had a flip camera. Now, I have to tell you, before we do anything else, before we take a look at any of the other specs and my overall first impressions and a full hands-on review, the flip camera is very unlike what you think. So this is not like the Asus phone. What it does is it actually has a double motor. First, one panel will move up, and then the camera that is at the back flips forward. So it actually has a dual mechanism to achieve what it has to do. So let me first take you through how that works, because it is quite interesting. So let's go to the camera. And now I'm going to show you how this works. So you flip it, and you'll see right here, there it comes, and the back camera flips forward in its own axis. So it's not like a camera that comes from the back to the front like the Asus, which, by the way, we are going to do a shootout right now. So that, I think, is the most interesting part of this phone, but there's a lot more. So let's take a look at what else. So because of this very unique way that they've executed the flip camera, of course, this is a huge screen, beautiful screen. It's a Samsung screen, so therefore it has to be one of the best. It's a very, very premium screen. Fantastic screen, no notch at all. The bezels are almost hidden away. Very nice overall gradient slopes and curves everywhere. Back of the phone also is very, very nice looking against the gradient and the slope and the curves continue on both sides. Good hand feel. It is a slightly large phone. Do remember that it isn't one of those small phones. It is a slightly large phone. The overall specs, the tech and everything else, the hardware, the software, everything. Let's take a quick look.
This is Samsung's attempt to bring the world's attention to their A series. The new A80 holds the position of being the world's first triple rotating camera phone. But does this record make the A80 the best camera phone or the best phone in its segment? It's time to find out. We will start with what is unique about this phone, the triple rotating camera that pops up when in need. We have seen something similar on the Asus 6Z, but the way the camera pops out and rotates is completely different here. The camera kit consists of a 48-megapixel main lens plus an 8-megapixel secondary lens with an ultra-wide capability and a time-of-flight 3D camera for depth. The portrait shots, thanks to the third lens camera, came out very well. The daylight shots were brilliant and the ultra-wide worked well too. But low light is where it lacked a bit. The low-lit images had noise, and for a phone that costs about 48K, we expected much better quality. There is a super slow-mo, and a hyperlapse mode in the camera app. The same trio also became the front camera as soon as we wanted to click a selfie, which means we got super high resolution selfies. We could even take wide angle selfies and beautiful portraits. This is when we really ended up liking this rotating camera concept. The other reason we like this concept is the design. We get an absolutely stunning no notch, no hole display. We can always trust Samsung to give us high contrast bright displays, and this one is no different. The 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display offers great viewing experience, and we totally love the widescreen. When we held the A80, we could instantly feel its weight. The phone has Gorilla Glass 6 on the back and Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, and the metal frame gives this phone a very premium feel. The phone is solid. There is no headphone jack, and while the rotating camera looks futuristic, we also found it to be a little slow. There is drop detection in the A80, so if the phone falls while you are clicking a selfie, the pop-up pushes itself in. We tried it and it worked. There is a 3700 mAh battery inside, which made us question the phone's weight, but the phone did last us an entire day. Coming to speed, the A80 comes with Snapdragon 730, 8GB RAM and 128GB internal memory. While the processor is new and 8GB RAM is good, we still didn't feel the phone to be super snappy as we expected. Also, for a price tag of 47,990 rupees, other brands do give us a better processor. We are not saying that the phone was slow, but we weren't as impressed. The games ran smoothly, but the phone did heat up. There is no microSD card slot to expand storage. There is an in-display fingerprint scanner on board, but strangely, there is no face unlock. The phone runs on Android 9 with Samsung One UI on top. The UI is simple and neat. Also in the A80, the screen also doubles up as an earpiece by sending sound vibrations while on a call. Samsung calls this tech screen sound technology. The Galaxy A80 is equipped with Dolby Atmos 360-degree surround sound audio tech too. Verdict: sometimes having the world's first doesn't make it the best product in the portfolio, and that's what we feel about the A80. Buy the A80 only if you love Samsung, but we say do consider other brands that have some serious offerings under 50K.
So when the rumors came out about the Samsung A80, we were told that this would be the first flip camera phone in the world. But this one, the Asus phone, got released much before. Both of them execute the flip part of it very differently, yet there are many things that are very unique in both phones. Therefore, we have to do a comparison.
It's not every day that a phone comes and completely turns the game. We have not one but two such phones. You just saw the Samsung Galaxy A80 strut its triple flipper, and now it is time to pit it against the Asus 6Z that launched before the A80 in India and brought an innovative stepper motor in its camera. But apart from the rotating and flipping cameras, how do these phones compare on their parameters? Let's take a quick look. First, for the price, the Samsung Galaxy A80 is much more expensive in comparison to the Asus 6Z, even though this is the price for the 8GB RAM variant. The screen size of the Samsung A80 is slightly larger, and the screen has a beautiful Super AMOLED display. So in display, Samsung gets this point, but the front screen of the Asus 6Z is protected by the latest and strongest Corning Gorilla Glass 6, while the Samsung Galaxy A80 goes with the Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The Asus 6Z is leaps ahead in this regard. The Samsung A80 feels more premium to hold and use and has a metal frame, and it is a big phone. But the Asus 6Z is not too heavy either, despite housing a stepper motor unit in it. When it comes to the UI, Asus Zen UI 6 brings some interesting features like a smart key and is a smarter UI to have. Asus is ahead of the Galaxy A80 in terms of battery as well, with a mammoth 5000 mAh, one that can last for around 2 days. The points don't end here for Asus. It is miles ahead of the A80 in performance as well, with a high-end Snapdragon 855 chipset. Gaming on the Asus 6Z is a breeze, and so is multitasking. But the display of the Samsung Galaxy A80 is pretty multifunctional. The entire screen has a speaker behind it, and it has Dolby Atmos as well. The Asus 6Z also has great audio with a 5-magnet stereo speaker. The Galaxy A80 has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is more convenient than the Asus scanner on the back of the phone. Now coming to the star of the show, the flipping beauties. The Samsung Galaxy A80 has a triple camera that slides up and then rotates. The build seems more stable but not too sturdy. The Asus 6Z on the other hand goes for a simple flip with its dual camera setup. The camera structure is sturdy and the housing is made of liquid metal. But when turning to the front camera mode, the Samsung Galaxy A80 is much faster than the Asus 6Z. The camera setup on the two phones is different. Samsung has a triple lens with a 48MP and an 8MP ultra-wide lens and a 3D depth lens. The Asus 6Z has a 48MP Sony IMX586 sensor along with a 13MP ultra-wide lens. The Samsung phone manages wider shots with a field of view of 123 degrees. The colors are crisp and good as well. The Asus 6Z gives good details and even manages panorama shots with ease. This is because of the stepper motor that allows for free angle shooting and makes taking pictures very convenient on this phone. Both phones come with drop detection to protect the rotating cameras. And now for the verdict. Which camera beats the other and which is the better phone? Well, for almost 16,000 rupees cheaper, the Asus 6Z has everything you would need from a 2019 smartphone. It is fast and its large battery is one of its USPs. The Samsung Galaxy A80 does get some points for its sophisticated looking camera, but when compared to the Asus 6Z flip camera, this camera offers a lot more versatility with its free angle shooting and definitely wins on that front.
And now let's move on to the hot question everyone's been asking. We've been following and tracking this story for a while. We did talk about it also. So the big question coming in from all of you is there a way to actually stop the spy apps from spying on you? Now, if you believe whatever happens on your phone stays on your phone, and if I'm being really, really harsh, then I would say you are being kind of delusional. If you have even one app on your phone, your private matters, your conversation, pictures are not private anymore. Your privacy is invaded. Recently, Google pulled 7 apps from the Play Store after cybersecurity researchers claimed that they were enabling users to stalk on their employees and romantic partners by posing as children safety apps or phone finder apps. Apple's Siri has been accused of recording and listening to conversations without your knowledge. Android phones are known for being very, very easy with security. All apps take permission to get access to literally everything on your phone, including the location, camera, microphone, contacts, pictures, contact lists. I don't know. Is there anything they don't want? In fact, there are certain apps that have this laundry list, and now we become so used to it, we don't even look at that list and we just say, okay, you want to do this? Go ahead. Yes, apps are now part of our daily lives, and we track our health with them, we chat with our friends with them, we even run our businesses on them, and it's now in our smartphones' DNA, and it seems there is no stopping them from spying on us. Now, these apps make our smartphones a complete spy unit. In fact, I would say smartphones are spies is a great way of describing a smartphone. But can you outsmart it? Well, we can try. First, deleting apps in extreme measure, but if you can, go ahead, take the plunge. Really look at your list. I mean, I can give you a guarantee. This is a guarantee that if you become an extreme person, 70% of your apps are actually useless, the kind that you're not using. They just reside out there. You use them once in a while. Let me tell you, you can do it. Try it out. Okay. The second, you have to try and quit a lot of things like Instagram and others, because the problem is, check the permissions you've given to each app. You know, that is another strange thing. I mean, there are certain apps, unless it makes sense. For instance, why does your banking app need access to all your contacts, cameras, and your film roll? Sounds strange, right? Why would you need it? If they don't require it, especially apps that come preloaded on the phones, then get rid of that access part of it and take a look at those apps again. Just take it to be that every single thing on your phone is actually being shared. Data, documents, and pictures with others. Now, what do you want to keep on your phone? That's one way of looking at it, one way of controlling the spy from spying on you. Let's move on now to another story, another review for us. This is the Coolpad Cool 3 Plus. Now, this is a very nice looking phone. That's the first reaction I had when I actually saw this phone. And I thought that it's a nice looking phone for sure. Small phone, so it's a rarity now to have a phone of this size. Coolpad Cool 3 Plus, about 6,000 rupees. So it's an aggressive price. But at this price point, there is so much that is already happening under 6,000 rupees. Does it actually come up where it is the best in its category? Because for Coolpad to sell at this price point, it can't have others that are better than it. So let's take a look at this phone.
It's time to turn up the cool quotient on the show with the breezy ocean blue variant of the Coolpad Cool 3 Plus. It has been a while since we saw a phone from Coolpad, so it's time to find out if this phone throws a punch at the budget segment at 5,999 rupees. The Cool 3 Plus does live up to its name when it comes to looks. The gradient design is catchy, although the material used on the back is not of great quality. There is the fingerprint scanner on the rear of the phone, which works decently fast. There is also a face unlock option, which is a nice surprise in this segment. The screen is 5.7 inches and there's a dewdrop notch right on top. It is an HD Plus display and watching videos on the phone was pretty okay. The notch didn't really interfere. The bottom bezels are pretty thick on this phone and are visible. But we do like the small form factor of the phone. It's nice to grip and use. On the performance front, the Coolpad Cool 3 Plus does pretty well for an entry phone with the MediaTek Helio A22. We didn't find any visible lags while using the phone or even while gaming. The phone runs on Android 9 Pie, but it does come with various apps loaded on it, which makes the UI slightly cluttered. The rear camera has a 13-megapixel AI shooter. Shots from this were slightly washed out, but it does the job. There's an 8-megapixel front shooter. The selfies had satisfactory depth in them and they were pretty clear. The phone ran for around 1.5 days when we used it, and 3000 mAh battery on board doesn't make the phone very heavy either. The 2GB RAM 16GB storage variant is priced at 5,999 rupees, while the 3GB RAM 32GB storage variant is priced at 6,499 rupees. The Cell Guru verdict. The Coolpad Cool 3 Plus is a cool phone, no doubt, especially in the budget segment. The display and looks are pretty average, but the big battery and the performance of the phone are good, and it stands out in this price range. We wish there was a dual camera on board like some of the other phones in this segment, like the Realme C2. But the Cool 3 Plus is pretty reliable at around 6,000 rupees.
We'll take a quick break right now. On the Cell Guru Show, lots more to follow. Let's move on now to a segment which we always love doing, but we never get around to doing it because there's never time left on the show. Hopefully today we do have a little bit of time. So here then is Rubina on Market Watch.
Hello, I'm Rubina Mongen. I'm very excited and thrilled for this week's Market Watch, and that's because I have a variety of products for you. I'm going to start with these, the Shimaru Bhagwat Gita speaker and the Bhajanwani speaker. Now, I think these speakers are very unique. The sound quality is great and they make for a great gift for the elderly. Take a look.
The Srimad Bhagavad Gita speaker comes preloaded with key lessons from this sacred scripture. This Bluetooth-enabled devotional audio speaker comes with all the 18 chapters and 700 verses from the Bhagavad Gita. You can choose from Hindi, Sanskrit and English to listen to these sacred verses. There are 100 specially curated Krishna bhajans and audio quality is very good. The speaker has up to 10 hours of playback time and there is aux out option. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita is priced at 4,499 rupees. The other speaker that I have is the Bhajan Vani, which offers curated collection of over 1,000 bhajans, japs, mantras and many more. Known artists have voiced for this and there is Amritvani, Chalisa and Namavali too on it. It comes with a remote to operate and it is a beautiful looking product. The Bhajan Vani is priced at 3,999 rupees.
I have to say that Shimaru has done a great job with those speakers and there's one available in Quran too in the market. Moving on now to Samsung wireless power bank. Now it's a very cool concept. You can of course charge your phone with a wire with this power bank, but if you have a phone that supports wireless charge, then all you have to do is this to charge your phone.
Samsung wireless power bank makes it convenient to use wireless charging on the go. It's portable, light and slim with aluminum body. The power bank comes with a large 10,000 mAh capacity with options to charge two devices at once, one wireless and one wired. It supports adaptive fast charging and quick charge 2.0 in both wired and wireless charging. The device is compatible with Samsung S series and Note series and all Qi certified devices from other brands. The Samsung wireless power bank is priced at 3,699 rupees.
Now the last product that I have for you are these, the Zebronics Z-Piece wireless earphones. Now they are very cute, they fit very nicely in the ear, plus they sound great and they cost only about 4,000 rupees. So if you can't afford AirPods, then I say consider them.
Zebronics Z-Piece wireless earphones have a sporty design and have an overall glossy finish. These earphones are splash-proof and weigh just 4 grams each. The Z-Piece are designed with precision for a secure, comfortable and snug fit. The audio quality is loud and clear. The headphones can be paired quickly via Bluetooth and support Android and iOS devices. Z-Piece comes with a portable charging case which, when charged, can offer an additional battery life of 6 hours.
That then was Market Watch for this week. You can write to me with your feedback or suggestions to sellguru@ndtv.com. See you next week.
That then was the Sell Guru show for this week, but there's so much more happening next week. I've already told you the Huawei phone will be one of our top stories. Lots more happening. Let's take a look.